is going down, world? Welcome to the 40s. I go by the name Black Pegasus, and today I got a very special guest in the house, the one and only Andy Rue. What's up, man?
What's up? I feel like everyone's about to see how uncultured I am. You're gonna see how young I am.
Oh, you aren't 25 yet, or you are?
I am 25 now.
Okay, yeah, you just hit 25.
Yeah, in January. So
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
We got a youngster in the house. Now, the reason this is fun, when you guys hear my new intro, it's a play off Welcome Back, Kotter. And I had him replay it and produce the beat. He's actually a classically trained pianist, but he's a rapper, a singer, an engineer, a producer. He can do the growl. Let me hear you growl real quick. Yo, just think about that, you guys. When we do classic reactions, that rock came, we're listening to stuff like, what did I say, Iron Maiden on the channel, and then that's the evolution of it.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, have you ever heard of Bruce Hornsby?
I haven't. I don't know how, because it has 46 million views on YouTube, but I just haven't. This didn't even come out when YouTube was thing. So that's like after, like decades after this is released, then put on YouTube, then it got 46 million views. Yeah.
So you are uncultured.
I'm uncultured. Uncultured.
Hey, welcome to the club, because I didn't know either. So, I didn't know until I did my first time reaction. Anyways, I thought it'd be special to bring someone from Gen Z on to check out Bruce Hornsby, especially because he can play the piano. So if you guys are here for the reaction, like, share, comment, subscribe, and let's get this one started. Welcome back.
They tease him a lot, black peas on the spot. Welcome back, 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 welcome back. 40.
All right, y'all, I'm getting the logo down, pulling the video up. Don't forget to support the original content on the channel. Also, if you want to check out my other channel, Pegasus vs. the World, I'll link it in the description, but all the music and the music reactions happen right here on this channel. If you want access to the reactions early, we have a membership for that. That's also in the description. And in the membership, huge catalog of reactions that have not been released to the public yet. And I update it every single day, so you can have some fun in there. Regardless, thank you for the support. Huge shout out to all the members. Let's get the show on the road. Now, I am watching this from Bruce Hornsby The Range, their official YouTube channel, so go watch it there independent of the reaction, because our reactions aren't a substitute for the original content. And let go, man. I think we might be in for something here. So, all right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, this is Bruce Hornsby The Range, The Way It Is.
Tickle those ivories, boy.
Just for fun, he says, get a job. That's just the way it is. Some things will never change. That's just the way it is.
This is fire. I wish we still had writing like this. This is tight. I feel like I say this every time we watch like a classic reaction. That's what I'll call them, a classic.
Sure.
A golden reaction, if you will.
Golden. I like that. Keep it golden.
Keep it golden. But what I was going to say was like, I wish people now appreciated musical talent in music and that was recognized. Unfortunately, now it's more about shock factor and what's going to get, what's the craziest thing people can even react to. Sure. What's the crazy, everyone's looking for that one little like moment for themselves. And maybe part of that was still true at this time, but I still think like when you look at the classic rock bands or just anyone like this, like Elton John, anyone like that. It's like everyone knows them for their musical talent, the instruments they can play, and that's just not a thing now. I think one of the few artists I can think of like now that's celebrated for their musical talent will be like John Mayer or something for the guitar and stuff, you know. But this is cool because you don't hear this like, I don't know, I feel like you just don't hear like this complex of writing in pop music anymore.
Sure.
When it comes to the musicality of it, I love it though. It's really cool. This is so dope.
So that's why I thought it would be special to bring you on for this type of track, because you're from this generation that has kind of thrown caution to the wind. And like, if you even look up statistically, there's like no real like bands that are like in the top 100s and stuff like that, like new bands that are all playing instruments and stuff. It's like solo artists and pop artists.
Well, yeah, and if you listen to like any of like the new pop, you like Olivia Rodrigo, Sabrina Carpenter, any of that, most of the time it's just chords, like a 4-chord thing, and that's it, nothing special. But you see this Bruce Hornsby guy, probably I assume known for his piano playing. He's doing all these riffs and things. He'll sing like a line and then go like, you know, he's just like, it's like Billy Joel type stuff, you know, very, very like. It's just not normal, like 4-chord stuff that you see now, you know,
because it's dumbed down.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
been simplified.
Exactly.
And it's so cool because people from your generation wouldn't say what you have said. Yeah. You're saying it because you can play the piano, and that's what I thought would be something might happen here when we watch this.
Well, yeah, because like, and what I think, not to keep talking for too much longer, we'll get back to the video, but like when I want to learn a song to play now, I can go on like ultimateguitartabs.com or whatever and like look up the chord progression and just play it normally. But like if I wanted to play anything from like this time, I would need to go out and get sheet music to be able to play it exactly how it sounds on record, you know? So because it's so much more complex than just the chords. So
I didn't know that.
It's really cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
You believe in. Said, hey, little boy, you can't go where the others go. You don't look like they do. Said, hey, old man, how can you stand to think that way? Did you really think about it before you made the rules? He said so. That's just the way it is. Some things will never change. That's just the way it is. Oh, but don't you believe that?
Here's the other thing too that I'm thinking about. Like you said, Tupac sampled this.
Yeah.
Tupac sampled this on Changes, and I'm like, nobody samples anything from now. They're only sampling stuff like older stuff.
They're sampling
classics.
Yeah, exactly. Stuff that stood the test of time.
But you can't sample anything now. Why? Because it's just chords. It's nothing special. It's nothing that like, you know, you could play the chords to any like major pop song in the last like 10 years. You're not really going to be able to tell it's from that song because everything is just chords. But these have such iconic riffs and you know, iconic they just sound so iconic that you know it's that when they play the sample on like a hip hop song or something like that. So
yeah, and in my first time reaction to this is what blew my mind because I heard it. I was like, "What? I've heard this before, but no, I haven't. I've never." And then when he started singing, I was like, "I've never heard this before, but I've heard this before." And then I was like, "Oh, this is Tupac." Because he even took some of the lyrics. I believe it's the song "Changes," and I'm like, "That's just wild." But what's crazy is. They didn't do it. They re-sung it and redid it, so they didn't have to clear the sample.
Yeah, exactly.
They literally redid it. So they didn't have to clear the sample, but they're still publishing rights. That's going to go obviously to the original composition creator.
Yep.
See, I could listen to something like this forever, just the piano. This is fire to me.
A lot of syncopation, a lot of jazzy elements. It's so crazy because like I've played piano since I was 6 years old, and I did private lessons until I was 18. And I've been playing much more after that. Like you said, I'm a producer, so I play the piano every day. I'm finding the keys and putting piano solos in like my clients' songs and things like that. But like, so I've put in so much time. But like when I watch somebody like this play the piano, it's like so effortless for them. Like even as long as I've been playing, it never feels that effortless to where you're just like, you know, your fingers are flying, you know. Maybe that's just how it looked. Maybe it's just because I'm.
No, I know exactly what you're saying. The best comparison I can make, because I grew up freestyle rapping, you guys, as a freestyle rapper. That's improv, in the moment freestyle, over beats, over beatbox, or a cappella. And when we look at my level, which is a black belt, to Harry Mack, which is like something else, like a coral belt. Yeah, that's what you're talking about. They're in that flow state. They are experts. They are mastered. You're watching extreme mastery.
So it's so cool.
Yeah, hopefully we didn't cut off the solo, but it's good. Like my thing is this: some people get mad you cut off the solo, but the other thing is you're witnessing someone being inspired and excited by what they're seeing in real time, and that loses if you just go to the end and be like, "Yeah, man, that was pretty cool."
Exactly.
You know, so
I get it in the moment.
Yep.
Well, they passed a law in '64 to give those who ain't got a little more, but it only goes so far. Cause the law don't change another's mind when all it sees at the hiring time is the light on the color bar. That's just the way it is. Some things will never change. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is.
He's playing, like when you're taught and trained to play piano, it's always just like the most, you got to do that with your hands, you know. But there's so many times where he's just got like a finger, he's just like one finger on. It's so dope to see that. Just he's so comfortable with it, he could just do whatever. Make it sound fire.
It's actually, I'm just cool you're here to explain that, because I didn't know that. I didn't know you're supposed to keep your hands like that, because he was just like this at times. Like,
but
I was surprised he didn't start going like this.
Flipping his hands and stuff. Yeah, he has so much syncopation in that too, like a lot of jazz influence in there, and then and you don't hear a lot of, like, you obviously syncopation isn't a ton of music, but like the amount that he's doing, like those offbeat things, like that's not normal in music now. So like, and that's very much like jazz. Like he probably has a lot of jazz history, if I had to take a guess, because of how much, you know, syncopation he's doing in these solos and stuff. It's so fire. This is tight.
That's crazy. Okay, a couple things I wanted to highlight. First, because you're a piano guy, how much do you think that piano cost?
Oh, it's a Steinway, so probably $100K. I mean, it's got to be at least like $60K, $70K. I don't know at the time, you know, with inflation and everything. But yeah, I mean, now like a Steinway, you're going to be almost at the six-figure mark.
See, I didn't know how expensive pianos, my bad, you guys, pianos were until we did this Ren reaction. And he's like, yo, that piano cost. I was like, what?
Yeah, they're crazy.
And that's what's funny is that
mortgages.
Rappers will wear a chain that is like a piano on their neck. That is just insane to me. Anyways, okay, the other thing, I don't know if the music ran away with you and you listened to the lyrics, but the thing I appreciated about this is very socially conscious music. Like he's really talking about the times. And when you think about those times, how we're still dealing with that in 2025, I think that's really highlightable. And because of that social message, that's why Tupac picked up on like, I rock with this type of thing. Let's remake, do our own version type of thing. What else? I think that's the gist of it. I'm actually really glad I put you in front of that, because when you start talking about syncopations and all these different things, this is out of my league. I think sometimes people watch my reactions because I get so excited over the music, and maybe because of the lack of understanding, they help explain in the comments. But when you're here to watch it too, like in real time, I think that's cool. Especially because you're a younger bro. I didn't know you were getting private piano lessons for freaking 12 years.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I know. That's how I know it all.
That's wild. That's great. That's great, man. Yeah. And it goes back to what you're saying, what people get recognized for, because not trying to be douchey or arrogant, but in our market, like, I'm bigger than you. Obvious, I'm older, but as a rapper, I'm more popular than you. But like, you're more like, there's sometimes where I'm like, yo, someone who's as musically talented, because I tell you behind the scenes, I'm like, bro, it's just crazy. I can tell you, hey, can you replay this or remake it for me? And you can do it with the piano. I'll be on there every time.
Exactly.
So, respect, flowers given to everyone.
I mean, do you feel like it? I don't know, because I feel like now, just based on like what I hear from like before my time and stuff, I feel like now music is so much more about the business side of things than it used to be. I could be wrong. It could have been just as messed up during that time, but I just feel like it has to just be only business now versus that time where it was more about actually finding people who are genuinely super talented to put in front of people's faces rather than who's going to make us the most money.
And this is why I still react to Ren on the channel, because he made it about the music first, and this resurgence of artists who really want to push the music and push the boundaries. It's called the blue ocean strategy. There's no one doing it. So like it can get highlighted, but yes, you're right. Business has kind of taken over the music industry, and that's what we're here at, the remnants of. Anyways, all right, you guys, catch us on the next one. I hope you enjoyed this. Yeah.
Thank you for being some man. 40 years down the road, back again. FUQ, boy.